Hi, it's Phil here. In this video we're going to be looking at adding and editing staff members into Edge. To do this you need the account maintenance right. Under the People menu in the second column in Staff we have two entries, viewing and editing staff and then adding a new staff member which is labelled Register Staff Member. We'll start with View Edit Staff Member. This takes you to this page initially with only a drop down on it, and from there you can choose an existing staff member. Just as a side note, if a staff member has left and then is returning, instead of re-adding their details from scratch, tick Include Past Staff. The drop down will then include previous staff. You can bring the details back up and update them. On here we can see there are a number of starred fields. These are compulsory to have, but there are quite a large number of optional fields as well. But we do encourage you to fill in as many as possible. Working down we have the general starting information, which lines up with their logging in with their email. Further down, street address, registration details. It's as good as a one-stop shop to capture all this information. You can put their homeroom in there. This looks at what's listed in Edge elsewhere and gives that access to this from there. For primary schools, a teacher code is a compulsory field, but it's not one that's used such as in secondary schools where it ties in with the timetable. Below this we have the start date. And if the staff member does leave after perhaps a grace period to make sure everything's been added relating to that staff member, you just add the end date and that will then just allow access for them from Edge. Below this we do encourage having some details on an emergency contact. This then shows in the app. If necessary they can be contacted through that as required. And lastly, immunisation details can be included in here on staff members just as it is with students. And lastly, on the bottom of the page, if they have a first aid certificate, that can be included as well. To add a new staff member, we go back to the People menu, and then in the second column, the bottom one is Register Staff Member, and that takes us to this page. Initially, there will be the 5 blank fields, and these are compulsory and need to be filled in, although the date of birth, while it is compulsory, it's not going to check for validity of that. Once you have these fields filled in, you can click Search on the right-hand side, and that will have a check in the database to see if that staff member exists already. If not, it'll open up the page ready to fill in the rest of the fields. If so, it will then give you that as an option to choose. Again, we can see there's a lot of optional fields in here, and the compulsory ones have been filled in when you did the initial search. But we, as we said, do encourage you adding more of these fields as you want to within your school. Once you've got everything filled in as required, bottom right, Save Details. Thanks for watching.